This is how it starts. There's the file right there. Got it in the fire. Oh, it's hot. So this is how it starts, and then it'll become a knife. Okay, now I'll take the grinder, I'll grind all this back. That was just the indentions I put into it to make the pieces drop faster. And then this, I'll probably redraw the back grind on the spine and make that some type of shape into that. Okay, there's a rough shape. It's gonna feel good in your hand. It's a smaller handle, but it should feel good. Where you can grip it there or like that. It'd be just a small knife, be a good knife. Grind this back here to get the first part of the bevel on it. Just saves a little bit of time versus using the belt sander. That's what that looks like. I'm gonna bring the bevel back to there, just kind of even it out, and then I'll do the other side. Side looks like. Now I'm going to duplicate it on this side, and then I'll bring the two sides together. Alright, so here's where I'm at. I left that much on there, so I just did the first break, and I'll grind that out with a tiger disc. That's what I'm getting ready to put on. What it looks like before. Got a lot of deep scratches in it, and then when you take a tiger disc to it, it makes it look like that, and then the belt sander will take out the final part. I got 95% of the scratches out. Now I'll take it to the belt sander, start sanding. because it's hot. That's what it's like. Like that. Quite a bit of this is what it came out like. Came out pretty good. It's got some deep scratches there, but I'll take them out as I go. I still left a little bit here because that's where I'll put the secondary bevel in. But that's it. There's a rough cut shape. Dr. Joe here, back at it. I'm working on this knife. The scale's cut here. This one's cut a little thinner. It's really hard to cut with a jigsaw your shapes. I wish I had a bandsaw, but that will cover the whole handle. And so that'll go on that side. This will go on this side and make for a nice handle. Obviously it's pretty rough in shape right now, but what I'll probably do is take the 4-inch grinder and take off some more material. But the first thing I'll do is drill holes in this, the shape of the pattern for the handle, so it'll have 4 holes. I'll put pins. I'll cut a short pin and then use a pin similar to that to piece these two together, and then I will shape this with the belt sander and get it into a good shape. I'll fit it onto the handle a couple times and make sure it's correct, and then I will glue it on. Drill that first hole, and then I'll put the pin in there to hold it steady so I don't shift around when I'm drilling the other holes. This ironwood sticks in the bit really bad. You gotta clean it out almost every time. There it is. I got all 4 holes in it. Got that pin in there. Now I'll duplicate that for the other side. So this is what I did. I put the pin there and there. It's not really fitting like I would like it to. Here in the back, it needs to be straight. I don't know. So I'm gonna probably sand each side, square that up right in here, and then I'll grind off this material on the back piece, get this squared up, and start the process. Takes a lot of time. Alright, after some technical difficulties, I've got it realigned. I had the holes drilled since I drilled them independently, and I didn't put them together on the knife and drill. They were just a hair off, but I've got it pretty straight now. So, like I said, all this material will have to come off on this back scale, and then I'll line up the front, but I'll keep refitting it on the knife to make sure I have it square as I go. Yeah, I got almost all that back material off now. Scale got it on there. I left a little bit sticking out. I almost think that gives it a little bit of character, having that spine stick out, but I may end up grinding it off. I'm not sold to it yet. I'll wait to see what the finished product looks like. But as long as I have this cut in and this cut in, I could take more material off the sides of that, because it's really not as thin as I want it, but it's hard to judge about it on the knife. So I have the rough shape done, and I will go from there. Now to build a fire in my fabulous fire pit and temper the knife. All right, I've had it going for about 10 minutes. I'll show you what it looks like. It's under that log there, buried in the coals. It's hard to see down in there. See it there. So I'm gonna superheat it one more time with the fan, pull it, and quench it. There we go. She's hot. So after I do that, I'll just let it drip off. Make sure it's good and cool. There's the second one. Be a new knife. Good morning. I'm out here at the knife making range. Dew's still on the grass. It's a pretty morning. Here's the scales cut yesterday. Those are gonna go on the knife. This is the blade after it was soaked in motor oil, quenched in motor oil, I should say. So I'm gonna take the belt sander and clean all this black gunk off here and polish it back up, and then I'm gonna glue the handle on before I go to Bible study this morning. And when I get back, hopefully it's fairly dry. Should be about 4 hours. I just use this Gorilla Glue. It doesn't foam up. That's the key thing. Like the old Gorilla Glue would foam up and just make a mess. So hopefully it's dry today and I can get to finish this blade today. Alright, I got the knife here. This is what it came out like. I'll burn these things off. Cut those things off. It looks like. gonna make everybody suffer through all that. So here's where I'm at. Pretty thick, too thick handle. But I'm going to just grind all that off. I put a pretty aggressive belt on there. I think that's a 40. We'll see how it comes out. I got high expectations for this knife. All right, I used 320, 400, 1500. I'm sorry, I started out with 220, 320, 400, 1500, and steel wool. And this is what it come out like. This is no stain. That is purely the wood. I did grind that little tit off right there in the end. I just didn't like it. It's pretty clean. Only thing I don't like is nothing to keep your finger from sliding up, but if you're digging into something that hard, you maybe need to get a different tool. But yeah, it came out really decent the way that handle is. I don't like making these smaller ones. This is an overall probably 10-inch, but they do come out pretty decent. It feels good in your hand. But I'll make a final video showing what that wood grain, that I'm gonna put boiled linseed oil on it, and it'll surely make it pop. I'll come out here in the sun so you can see a little bit better. And like I said, that's no finish. That's just the desert ironwood grain. But all right, stay tuned. Hey, it's Dr. Joe here. I got the knife done, and this is what it came out like. I still need to do a little bit of polishing on the blade. That rust got in there deep on the file work right there. It's kind of hard to see, but I'm happy with the overall outcome of the knife. It looks good. The woodworking is beautiful. That desert ironwood just comes out so pretty. The way it looks, it's hard to see in this light out here, but it just really came out good. It's nice and smooth. That stuff, when you polish it like that with the higher grit sandpaper, it just really comes out smooth. It feels really good in your hand. But you could actually, I like this here. I made it about the size of my thumb, so if you were digging into something, or maybe hunting bear or something, you could put your thumb there and have like some assistance. But it just feels really good in your hand. Like I said, there's some scratches there. You can only see them at certain angles, but I'll have to take those scratches out and get those dug out of there. But it came out beautiful. I just love that ironwood, the way it looks. And this was cut out of a single scale, so they're cut from the same piece, but I inverted it, so that's one side, and then your swirls from the grain come out on the top on the other. But it's just beautiful the way it came out. I'm really happy with it. Anyway, I hope you guys hope you enjoyed the video, and till next time.